Winnipeg Jets, best team in the NHL. Winnipeg's beaten everybody. They beat up the LA Kings the other night. They got 51 wins on the season. This team's got firepower. This team's got defense. This team is playing really well. And this team's got Connor Hellebuck. And tell you what, you got hot goaltender going to postseason play in the Stanley Cup playoffs. That's a big difference. And that's a really good Winnipeg Jets hockey team. And nobody, I don't think, could have expected that this group would play collectively the way they have. Philadelphia Flyers, enough is enough. I don't know how this guy keeps getting hired, but he keeps getting fired. John Tortorella, gone, Philadelphia Flyers coach. He was supposed to bring law and order. It's kind of like the White House. It's just freaking chaos all over the place in Philadelphia. John Tortorella gets fired. 6 wins in their last 25 games. They thought this would be a playoff team with all the young guys of the Daniel Briere, the general manager, was drafted. Just absolutely stunning. I had forgotten this. I do remember the Broad Street Bullies, Fred Shero, Philadelphia Flyers, way back in the day. They haven't won a Stanley Cup in Philadelphia since 1975. The Dave Schultz, Oris Kinderchuk, Bobby Clark, Broad Street Bully era. 1975. That was a few face-offs ago. So that's interesting. LA Kings, man, are they rolling. 10-2-1. Hottest team in the league nobody's talking about. Darcy Kemper might be in the running for Vezina goaltender of the year, except the guy in Winnipeg is probably deserved to get all the votes. They won their 27th home game of the season. They've never done that in club history, even in the Gretzky, Curry, Marty McSorley era. This Kings team has won 27 games. Kopitar, Kempe, this kid, Quentin Byfield, who they force-fed at age 19, he's now age 22. He's got over 20 goals this season and a breakout season for him. And the Ducks are fighting to get to the 500 level and stay there, which is a hell of a lot better than Ducks hockey's been for about 5 years in a row. They beat the Bruins and beat the Rangers back-to-back home games. They're 32-33-8. And their kids, led by McTavish and Troy Terry, Cutter Gauthier, all those kids should have been playing down here with the Gulls, but they took them to the big club. They finally turned the corner, and they're getting pretty good goaltending. Ducks are going to miss the playoffs by this much, but they're playing really, really well. So a couple weeks to go, and we start the toughest trophy to get, the Stanley Cup playoffs. Every one of those is a best of 7. You be ready to man up. This is going to be hard. You want to talk hockey? Go ahead.
Yeah, must-see TV. Here we go. Yeah, I was watching a little bit of that. The Kings were playing the Sharks, I think, right after the Padre game.
And they whacked them.
And it was like, I remember I looked at the score. It was 1-1, and then suddenly
6-1.
It was 6-1. Yeah, exactly. So,
wound up being, I think it was 8-1 at the finish line.
So, you talk about the Ducks, or, if they win the final 2, they'll be just a hair under 500, which is great. But does the NHL go down that low to get playoff teams? Like, can you make the playoffs with an under 500 record?
Every division, there's top 3 in each division get in, and then they take 2 wild cards from the rest of the conference. So there's only 2 wild card spots in the entire Western Conference because the top 3 teams in each division qualify.
Okay.
So there's, I think I counted, I want to say there's 5 teams fighting for 2 wild card spots, only separated by 3 or 6 points with about 8 games to go in the season.
Interesting.
Dogfight.
Yeah.
But it's tough. You get in the wild card as a wild card team, you're on the road forever. It's so hard. Vancouver's in huge trouble. Vancouver, a year ago this time, that was a Cinderella team in the playoffs. Vancouver is on the outside looking in right now, and they're so close, but they can't jump. St. Louis, which was in trouble, has won 9 in a row. How the hell is that possible? With a Blues team that had injuries and wasn't together and made a coaching change, they've won 9 straight. So yeah, the NHL playoffs, it's, top 3 in each division. So there's 2 divisions on the West, and then you take the top 2 wildcard teams and they fight their way in.
Okay, so that makes 8 for the bracket.
Yeah, 8 here, 8 in the East.
Okay, and when are the playoffs going to start?
Couple weeks. I think some of these clubs have about 8 games left.
Okay.
So we're 2 weeks out, maybe 3.
All right, here we go.
Hockey Hotline is open. Fans Forum Podcast. Be part of it.